Now at 6, we're going to hear from a Carthage School District official about the multi-million-dollar donation for a new baseball stadium. Plus, area residents react to the Supreme Court's decision to reject President Biden's student loan forgiveness plan. And universities in Missouri react to yesterday's Supreme Court ruling on affirmative action.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A big turnaround from the Carthage City Council today. It's decided to reinstate the members of the Carthage Water and Electric Board. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. This afternoon's announcement comes in the wake of this contentious council meeting Tuesday. The council decided earlier this month to remove the appointed members of the board, saying board members were not fulfilling their duties. More than 250 people showed up for this week's council meeting, many voicing support for the board members. However, the council declined to consider reinstating them. Well, now a news release attributed to both the City of Carthage and the CWEP board this afternoon says, in part, quote, "At the suggestion of the mayor, representatives of the city and CWEP board have met. As a result, the parties have resolved their differences. There were some miscommunications, which obviously got out of hand." It goes on to say, quote, "To be clear, both sides thought they were acting properly, but it is now clear that there was no violation of any ordinance by anyone." The release says the issue will be addressed at another open meeting. The Carthage School District says the $2.5 million grant announced yesterday is going to go a long way toward building a new baseball stadium, but there will still be work to do. The Kent and Mary Steadley Memorial Trust announced the pledge to the school district. This development comes as a silver lining following the loss of the historic Carl Luton Stadium, which was deemed unsafe earlier this year. Mark Baker, the outgoing superintendent, says he hopes the community will pitch in with additional funding for the $4 million stadium project.
It's a great benefit to have a stadium on our campus. The kids can come directly from the high school to the stadium. It gives more of a camaraderie from our crowd, from our students, from community to come to one spot, just like the rest of the things we have on our high school campus.
Baker says the baseball stadium will be on the northeast corner of the high school campus. Not quite as hot as yesterday, but boy, still a scorcher. Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy.
Yeah, we're about 4 or 5 degrees cooler today. I know you can't feel it outside, plus the humidity is high. So we've still had heat indices kind of in that 105 range throughout the afternoon. We look pretty good right now. Of course, the evening hours, it is going to be hot. There may be 1 or 2 isolated little storms that try to pop up later this evening, but most of you are going to stay dry. Now, thunderstorms out to the west, we're going to watch those because eventually by tomorrow, we're going to get some scattered thunderstorms in here. Evening, again, mainly dry. Look at our temps, 96, 97, 98 degrees, and then you factor in the humidity, and it still feels like 102, 103, 104 across the region. If you are getting outside this evening, we're going to slide back through the 90s, 80s, eventually into the upper 70s, but thunderstorms for us over the holiday weekend. We're going to look at that here in just a bit.
See you soon. The U.S. Supreme Court is striking down President Biden's student loan forgiveness plan. Justices blocked the administration's effort to deliver up to $20,000 in loan relief to millions of borrowers struggling with debt. The decision was 6-3, with Chief Justice John Roberts writing for the conservative supermajority. Roberts says the Biden administration would need congressional approval to execute such a move. At the Missouri Southern campus, we spoke with students and parents to get their reaction. Current college students are still impacted. Some were upset with the decision, but others wholeheartedly agreed with the Supreme Court's conclusion.
To lie and say I wasn't excited about all my loans being forgiven would be a lie. But in the grander scheme of things, I understand why they would veto this system, and if in the future they could propose something different, and again with a merit-based system, then I don't see why not.
For millions of Americans, payments on student loans will resume in October. But the Supreme Court has had a busy week. Yesterday, they ruled that race-based affirmative action at colleges and universities was unlawful. New reaction is coming in from schools in Missouri about that decision. Reporter John Kipper has more.
I was really just shocked. That's SLU grad student Glenda Nelson's reaction to the decision by the U.S. Supreme Court ending affirmative action. She says everybody, regardless of color, has a right to education and believes affirmative action helped even the playing field and made SLU more diverse.
And considering that we're in an urban setting in St. Louis City, it really could have a big impact on our students here and just our community if we don't see that representation on our campus.
In a 6-3 ruling, Chief Justice John Roberts wrote the opinion of the court, saying students should not be treated on the basis of race, and that many universities have done the opposite, saying they have concluded wrongly that the touchstone of an individual's identity is not challenges bested, skills built, or lessons learned, but the color of their skin. Our constitutional history does not tolerate that choice.
The impact that slavery and Jim Crow has had on the African American population and continues to have, you can't discount that. And people tried to.
The president of the St. Louis chapter of the NAACP, Adolphus Pruitt, says there's good reason affirmative action existed due to racism dating back to slavery. He's optimistic local universities will do their best to keep diverse classes. Washington University says they will. In a statement, Chancellor Andrew Martin writes, "We're reviewing the Supreme Court decision to understand how it will impact our admission processes, and we will make necessary adjustments to ensure that we are following the law while maintaining student body diversity as a foundational priority." Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey says schools must make immediate changes, saying these rulings make clear that disfavoring some applicants because of race is not only deeply unpopular, it's unconstitutional. Over in Illinois, Chair of the Illinois Board of Higher Education, John Atkinson, says this sends the wrong message to students of color.
It says that what they experience is not real. And this decision, in my view, is nothing short of a disgusting attempt to make the playing field less even.
Coming up, we're going to have some tips on keeping our furry friends calm during 4th of July celebrations. Plus, the Wildcat Glades Friends Group gives people a chance to score a deal on household items as part of a fundraiser. According to a lot of veterinarians and dog specialists, more pets go missing around the 4th of July than any other time of year. You can blame those loud fireworks, which can trigger fear and anxiety in dogs. KOAM's Fernanda Silva has that story.
Tay is only 4 years old, and every 4th of July is the same for her.
Whenever she hears the boom, she sort of freezes and looks around and then tries to run away with her tail between her legs, and it's very sad.
Lindsay Stout, her owner, tries to comfort Tay when the fireworks scare her.
If we're home, we usually just, give her some pets, maybe some treats, help her, calm down. She doesn't know what the sounds are, and I'm not really sure how to tell her, that she's safe.
Dog experts recommend being proactive. If you know your dog gets anxious, crating them to avoid having them running away may be a good strategy.
Specialists also suggest having your dog wearing a tender shirt like this one. It applies a gentle pressure to the dog's torso, creating a calming feeling.
Your vet may also prescribe an anxiety medication to your pet. But an important warning, it's not advised to give human anxiety medication to your dog.
The dosages are very different, so you could actually overdose your pet and cause some unintentional harm.
While dogs are more likely to be scared of fireworks, cats can also show some signs of fear. Mom to 11 cats and a dog, Young knows how it feels.
The cats are just crazy over me. They're kind of they want to be around me.
Cats, if they're bothered by it, they're going to go hide and just detour from the situation.
In Joplin, Fernanda Silva, KOAM News.
Medeiros also recommends making sure the dog is microchipped and properly registered, so if the pet does run away, it can be identified and located. A rummage sale today benefited a local organization. The Wildcat Glades Friends Group hosted this sale. People were able to donate items like books, kitchen supplies, tools, toys, sports equipment to the sale. All the proceeds will benefit the Friends Group mission of preserving Wildcat Glades. A little later, Frontenac hosts wrestling coaches from Oklahoma State University for a camp for local kids.
Plus, we have thunderstorms returning for the holiday weekend. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, it turned out to be smoking hot again today. High temps right around 100 degrees, but the humidity was up there. So, of course, we had heat indices 105, 106 throughout the afternoon. In fact, they're still sitting above 100 degrees. But we do have mostly sunny skies. Most of us are going to be dry as we go through the evening hours, but I wouldn't be surprised if a few little thunderstorms try to get going in extreme southwestern parts of Missouri. All right, temps 95 to about 97 out there for us right now, plus our humidity. Look at our dew point sitting kind of upper 60s to near 70, so that kind of puts us in that sticky to muggy range. Thankfully, humidity is going to go down a little bit as we get into the weekend. Heat indices 104 in Stockton, 103 at Grand. It feels like 100 in Pittsburgh, 101 in Independence. Not a whole bunch going on here, but again, this little band of clouds across northeastern Oklahoma may try to fire up a couple random little thunderstorms in southwestern Missouri. Most of us are going to be dry. Most of the storms are going to be Kansas City, Topeka, out toward western Kansas. But as this wave heads toward us, that will up our chances for showers and thunderstorms by the time we get into the daytime hours for us tomorrow. But most of us will be dry tonight. Big dome of high pressure causing all this heat, breaking down a little bit with this wave, which is pushing through. So that's good for us. At least our temperatures are going to cool down just a little bit. All right, let's step through time through the overnight hours. Again, most of us dry, a few hit and miss showers trying to get in here early in the morning. As we continue through the morning, here's 10 a.m., scattered, very hit and miss, scattered thunderstorms on the Kansas and the Oklahoma side, shifting through into southwestern Missouri by 1 p.m. So we're going to have some scattered midday storms out there. But I think the evening overall looks pretty good. You can see our temperatures upper 80s to near 90 degrees. On the back side of this system, a few scattered thunderstorms again try to shift through late evening into the overnight hours. But all this is gone by Sunday. So Sunday's actually going to be a really nice day. The humidity is going to be lower. Temperature still with the drier air near 90, but it's not going to feel as bad. So Sunday's a great day to get outside if you are doing some outdoor activities. Heat indices for us tomorrow, not as bad. Still upper 80s to near 100, but at least a little bit lower than what we have seen over the past couple days. Breaking down the weekend, 89 tomorrow, 91 Sunday. Saturday, scattered thunderstorms. Sunday overall looks pretty good. So let's go through the rest of the holiday. On Monday, temperatures start to creep back up. We get into the upper 90s again. We're going to have some hit and miss storms late Monday. And then on the 4th itself, also upper 90s to near 100 degrees with some scattered thunderstorms that we are going to be dodging as we get into Tuesday and Tuesday night. 89 tomorrow, 91 Sunday, back to 96 on Monday. On the 4th itself, 98. Humidity is going to be high. Best chance for storms next week will actually be Wednesday with a cold front, and that drops us into the 80s as we go into next week. And so at least we have a good stretch of nice temperatures later next week.
And it wouldn't be the 4th of July if it weren't hot.
Exactly. And a chance for rain. Seems like it always happens.
That's true. Thanks, Doug. John Dales joins us now. One of the area's best college baseball players is ready to become a coach.
Yeah, a month ago, Matt Miller was hitting home runs for Missouri Southern, but now he's accepted a coaching position. And those interested in wrestling got pointers from some of the best in the country in Frontenac today. Those stories and more right after the break. Hey, welcome into sports. I'm John Dales. Missouri Southern Baseball's all-time leader in home runs won't be going too far away. Matt Miller will join the coaching staff in McDonald County High School, they announced last night. Now this comes just a month after Miller wraps up his collegiate career at Southern, which includes finishing as the Lions' all-time home run leader and RBI leader, along with being named an All-American. And Miller says he's excited to join another program that has a similar track record of success.
I played against them in high school, and they were always a fun, tough competition for us in high school. And they just continue to get better as the years have gone on. Yeah, they were in the district championship last year. They almost got beat by a very good Webb City team. I'm excited to be around just a winning program again, and just continue to learn from even the coaches there about how they go about things.
More coaching news in the 4 states. Carthage announces today it's found its new baseball head coach. Kevin Berge He'll take over the Tigers program for the upcoming season. You might remember he previously was the head coach at McDonald County before stepping away for an assistant principal position in 2022. He now inherits a Carthage program that has a brand new stadium being built and is following in his dad John's footsteps, who also coached the Tigers baseball team in the late 80s. Meanwhile, some local kids are beating the heat by learning wrestling from one of the best college wrestling programs in the country. The Black Diamond Wrestling Camp at Frontenac High School finishes up today after 3 days and over 150 attendees. The camp is broken up into youth and high school age groups, and it offers a rare opportunity. Hands-on teaching from Oklahoma State wrestlers and coaches right here in Southeast Kansas.
It's a system, it's a system what they do at Oklahoma State that we're bringing here to the local kids or area kids. I can't really say local because we have kids from almost Dodge City, Hutchinson, Kansas, and so we have a lot of kids here. I think it's a quarter of the cost of going down to Stillwater for a camp, so we're bringing it up so we can get more kids the chances to meet them and learn from the Cowboys.
It's a huge level change, coaching college guys and the intensity level and the pace of things, and then going back and teaching maybe a 4 or 5-year-old first time wrestling. You kind of break down back to the fundamentals and have to find a way to relate to them and slow things down and keep it fun and interesting for them as well.
The Outlaws are home once again tonight, and if last night's game wasn't ended due to mercy rule, well, they might still have been playing that one right now, because Joplin annihilated first place Jeff City 15-4 at Joe Becker Stadium. Tonight, the two teams do it all over again. This is another pivotal game in the standings, because if the Outlaws can win tonight, that brings them within a half game of first place. I'll let you know how it goes. We have highlights of that game tonight at 10. Rounding things out with professional baseball, both the Cardinals and the Royals are playing once again this evening, and both teams are playing host to teams from the opposite leagues. The Yankees come to St. Louis in a game that starts in just over 45 minutes. It's the first visit back to Busch Stadium for Harrison Bader, the former Gold Glove winner for the Cardinals. Remember, they traded him to New York in exchange for Jordan Montgomery right before the deadline last summer. Meanwhile, the Royals play the Dodgers tonight as well, and it's the first game for them without their flamethrower Aroldis Chapman just under an hour ago. Kansas City makes one of the biggest trades of the season so far, dealing Chapman to Texas in exchange for 2 young prospects. So some trade news there for the Royals, and also they get rid of Chapman. They're still holding on to Salvador Perez.
They're looking to the future, however,
yes,
even with Salvia.
They are.
We'll be right back. Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. We're going to have more local reaction to the Supreme Court's ruling on student loan forgiveness. Plus, the city of Parsons, Kansas hosts a 5th Friday event, giving people some fun heading into the weekend. Those stories, a lot more, of course. It's all coming up tonight on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. We need some rain because it's been dry in general, of course, and also because as people are setting off those fireworks, you don't want the vegetation to be too dry.
That is very true. We may get an isolated thunderstorm as we go through the evening hours, but hit and miss pop-up storms for us tomorrow, especially midday, and then again a few more popping up tomorrow night. Sunday looks pretty good. The humidity is going to be lower, so at least temperature is a little bit cooler as we go into the weekend. The 4th itself heats right back up.
Final sports notes.
Big game for the Outlaws tonight. Like I said, back and forth season all year long, but a win and they're within 1 game of first place.
Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.